Good evening, guys. Tonight we're going to do a temple run, a demon temple nightmare run. Just waiting for the others to get ready, and as soon as they are ready, we will start. Show you guys how we do it. Interesting fact is, on all the other videos I've seen, they've actually said it's impossible to do without two mages. This is not true. I've done this with two archers. I've done this with two knights as well. Just make sure you've got an archer that knows what he's doing, and at least a healer as well that is good at what he is doing. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the team members to get ready. Show you the formation. The Y formation, as I like to call it. Obviously when it changes depending on where the two are, otherwise the others I like them in the middle. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this one guy more. Okay, two guys. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so we're ready and we're starting. Okay, great. So guys, what's important here is the archer needs to have a deep freeze. Deep freeze is probably the most important skill for the archer here, as that's the one that he is using the most at this boss. Luckily for this dungeon, you only need to get past the first boss. I just came out of world boss, that's why I did AFK mode, my spells aren't all there. But luckily, yeah, as I said, luckily the summoner is just after the first boss. So you don't need to play through the other two, at least, because they are crazy. This dungeon is really difficult at Nightmare. You guys will see it takes quite a long while for this to happen. Okay, just letting the guys know, it might be me because we're lagging here. It might be me due to the recording. But we've lost our. You see now the creeps kill us. The creeps kill us here. This is bad. This is not your average easy to go critters to play. Okay, so I'm going to switch immediately over to my skills that I use. Okay, now just to take you guys through, these are the skills that I use. And I feel the two most important ones are definitely most important is Deep Freeze. If you have Incendiary and you do have gear for Legendary, but they don't need to be Legendary yet, you can equip yourself with Incendiary Shot. Why? Because then you don't need to scatter that often, okay? Because it basically takes away the ability of the boss to increase his damage. Especially at the last boss, I use this in the normal for the normal last boss as well. That whoa, wrong key. Okay, I do that at last boss and then in the normal, and then he can buff himself up to 5, and you will see that later. There's another video where I actually do that, and I'll show you guys that in that video that I let the guy let that last boss buff to 4 or 5, and it has no major effect because of the Incendiary. So yes, it's a very helpful little tool. Okay, and if you can get past this boss, that first 2 shots, if your tank lives, this dungeon is nothing. Then you just need to have an archer that knows when and how to purge or scatter at least, which is very easy. I'll show you guys all the tells you need to know as for this boss. Okay, the next time his sequence starts, I will make you aware of it. Is the last part of the sequence is that whirlwind that you see. That is the timing that you need to watch out for. He hits about 3 times on the tank, and then he's gonna whirlwind us. Okay, the reason we're getting 2 shots in is because of the deep freeze. The deep freeze is not only helping us to make more damage, it helps us to helps the mages to keep us all nice and healthy. That was the last shot of his routine hits. So this is the start of his new round. Okay, so the buff of deep freeze buff wore off, as you can see over there, and I'm just replenishing that buff the whole time. That's the most important part of this thing, is you need to keep that buff up at all times. It's the most important thing. If you have to make a choice between even scatter and deep freeze, the choice is deep freeze. I've done this enough to know that the choice is deep freeze. Trust me on that one. Okay, so and then it's just repetition. If you can get through that first stage, then it's this dungeon or boss at least is fairly easy. It's repetition, repetition, repetition from here on in. So I'm going for deep freeze now, and just to keep that buff up. There we go. And I've got enough rage for incendiary now as well, so I will incend this man and get it done. Okay, I see the healers are doing good on the healing. And so our tank is always doing good with his tanking. He's very good tanker, so to speak. Okay, so now he's gonna buff. You guys will see he's gonna get a little icon just now, and I'm delaying any attack so that I am ready for scatter. After the whirlwind, it's always a very good idea not to choose any spells. There are time immediately after the whirlwind. There's time for 2 shots. Okay, so you can try for 2 shots, but sometimes the timing does affect your shot, and you might lose the timing if you haven't deep freezed him. Okay, if you've deep freezed him, you've got actually 3 shots before he's going to hit the tank and kill him. And trust me, if he's buffed like that, he kills. No, even if your tank is like Soren's over here, and he has a shield up and with Apollo, with that buff, he kills him 1 shot. No 2 ways about it. So you have to keep him debuffed and frozen. It's very, very important. Okay, now my rage here is going to be a little bit on the low side. So I'm going to select here on scatter, as it is more prudent to do it right now. Just to make sure, and then I can deep freeze him just to get the sequence right. There it was more important to do because as this guy will kill a tank, as I said, 1 shot if not looked after. Okay, so our mages there both giving us a blessing. Not really wise, but luckily not a bad mistake to have done, as this dungeon is basically finished. He's going to have 1 more turn as on my calculation, and then it's hasta la vista for him. Okay, and then it's off to the summoner. Okay, so a nice one also to use for the archer is armor piercing. Decreases his P-def so that your tank can make more damage. On the tank, very important thing for the tank is Apollo and shield. You will not make this dungeon if you do not have both Apollo and shield equipped. Trust me on that. For the healers, make sure you've got Blessed Light, as well as Blessed Light and Santoria, and any heal you have. I don't know all your spells of my head, so yes. Okay, so make sure you use those guys. Okay, and then whoever is two, they must talk to each other before you start, so that you know the sequence you're going to do it in, that you can alternate the spells needed to get by the bosses. Okay, and that's it. That is how you get past them. Easy peasy pie. And you don't need two mages. Just make sure the one mage you have is a good mage and knows exactly what to do and won't run out of rage, because rage is basically the reason for that mage you guys will lose there. Okay, so it's a good idea to start with 100 rage and get the thing over with. Same with the tanks. If it's two tanks, that's a difficult one, to be honest. That's the most difficult way to do this dungeon, is with two tanks, because they take the damage, but it's going to alternate the damage between them, obviously. So the healer has more time to make a heal without having the whole team dying, as the tankers do keep all the damage away from the other players, except for the whirlwind. So yes, let's hope our tanky has enough to. Yeah, I doubt it. No, he won't beat them. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this catacomb again. Looks like he did make it. Now that is a good damn tank, to be honest. That is a damn good example of a good tank, to be honest. Well done. Okay, so we're ready to go for the summoner. Okay, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 runs to show you guys how you do the summoner. It's very important to do this correctly, because otherwise you will lose at the summoner, which you don't want to do. You want to win the summoner, because there's nice goodies you get. So we'll show you guys how to ensure a win. Basically, with the summoners, those who don't know, it's copies of the players playing. Okay, so there will be a Sorens, a Simon, a Aluk, and a Drist, and they will be in the same formation, and they will have the same stats and spells equipped as you have. So what advantage can you get? They're not equipped with stun, and they're not equipped with ruins. So make sure you use Brutality Ruin. That is a stats increasing ruin, so there you go, and that can definitely make you to win, help you to win. Okay, so what do we do to make this easier? We take off all our kit, everything, nothing stays, even clothing, so that their rage is as low as possible. Okay, so take off all the clothing. Okay, and then another one we take off is Defense Astrals. Okay, we take off our Defense Astrals. There we go. That's all that we take off. Then to show the other players you are ready, you climb off you rest your mount. That's how we show each other, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to start Summoner so long, and somebody's in a hurry. Now somebody's still clothed. I hope the gear is off. 2 people are still clothed. And I didn't even initiate ruin. There, okay. Oh well, luckily the clothes are off. Looks like the gear is off. It's just the clothes, so it's just a matter of some rage that those players might still have had. Okay. So then after summoning, you get a nice chest. And there's the items I'm going to get now from it. Okay, so I start the summoner. Good thing always to do is after you've started it, run away a little bit, so that you don't have problems picking up the chest. Okay, so somebody else is going to start it for us as soon as they get or indicate that they are ready. And we will go. Okay, so we're just helping one of our guys here. It's his first summoner run with us. Get the things going. Okay, see, we're just giving out the advice. Okay, I'm gonna start this one, and see, start with my, now I'm doing it right, start with every, Soren's as well, he knows, start with the Brutality Rune, it's the only advantage you have really in here, and get big damage in, bam, all dead. And look at our health, and that's a Brutality Rune, just to show you guys. Okay, so that's it guys, I hope this was enlightening. See you guys again, cheerio.